We've all lived through one pandemic, but what if we could stop the next one before it even gets going? Today, we're diving into a hidden threat that could spark the next global flu, and a tiny piece of tech that might just be our best shot at preventing it.
It's a huge question, right? And the answer might be smaller than you think. It's not about some massive, globe-spanning reaction after it's too late. It's about being smarter and faster and getting ahead of the virus right at the source.
That's right. The origin story for so many of these devastating outbreaks isn't some high-tech, sci-fi lab. It's a farm, a market, a place where a new virus can make that terrifying leap from an animal to a person. This is ground zero.
Okay, so to figure out how we can win this fight, we first got to understand why, for so long, we've been losing. And it all boils down to a critical, dangerous delay that's baked right into our current system.
So here's the perfect storm that's been brewing. The world's population is growing, and with it, the demand for meat. This has caused a massive boom in livestock farming, which, unfortunately, creates the perfect breeding ground for new viruses. We've all heard of threats like H5N1 and H7N9. But what's really scary? A lot of these viruses can spread through a flock of chickens or ducks completely silently, with no obvious signs of sickness. It's like a hidden reservoir of potential pandemics, just waiting for a chance to spill over.
And this brings us to our Achilles heel, our biggest vulnerability. It's something called diagnostic lag time. That's the dead space, that critical gap in time where a virus is spreading completely undetected while we're all just waiting for a test result from some lab that's hundreds of miles away.
And this timeline, well, it shows you just how slow the old way is. On day 1, a swab is taken from a sick animal. On day 2, it's bumping along in a truck, maybe losing its viability because there's no cold chain. By the time the result finally comes back on day 3, that virus has had a 48-hour head start. We are absolutely losing this race.
But what if you could just get rid of the race altogether? What if you could bring the sophisticated power of a diagnostic lab right to the farm? Well, that's the whole idea behind a truly game-changing piece of technology.
Just look at this comparison. The old way is centralized, it's slow, it requires complex machinery. This new point of capture, or POC approach, is a whole different story. Think of it as a portable, battery-powered lab that you can take right to the source. It gives you results on-site, needs minimal training, and you don't need a complicated cold chain. But the real kicker, the bottom line, it turns days into hours.
Now, this isn't just some theory cooked up in a university. This technology was thrown right into the fire, put to the test in a real-world, high-stakes situation in Vietnam.
So here's the scene. The Department of Animal Health in Vietnam took these portable labs right into the heart of the action, live bird markets, which we know can be hotspots for viruses jumping around. Their mission was to hunt for the dangerous H7N9 bird flu, trying to catch it before it could cause a major outbreak.
Using the old system, sending samples off to that central lab, it was taking them a minimum of 60 hours to get a result. 60! That's 2.5 full days where an invisible enemy could be spreading like wildfire.
And with the new lab in a box, they got the exact same, reliable result in under 2 hours. Just let that sink in for a second. From over 60 hours down to less than 2. That is an absolutely staggering improvement.
I mean, this chart really says it all. This isn't just a small step forward, it is an order of magnitude leap in speed. And that's the kind of breakthrough that completely rewrites the rules for how we fight infectious diseases.
So why does this speed matter so much? What does it really get us? Well, it's not just about getting information faster. It's about unlocking a whole new playbook for containment and control.
First off, you get immediate control. You can isolate an outbreak before a single infected animal leaves the farm or market. Second, there's a huge economic payoff. Preventing the spread saves millions in livestock and avoids massive response costs. Third, you protect people. You can alert public health teams immediately to start checking on anyone who might have been exposed. And finally, and this is the big one, you can actually break the cycle, stopping these viruses from re-emerging again and again, and preventing them from becoming a permanent threat. Okay, so this technology is incredibly promising. But let's be real, it's not a silver bullet. It's not a magic wand. So what are the challenges we still need to overcome, and what's next on the road ahead?
For one thing, these tests are designed to look for a specific, known virus. They can't just discover a totally new one out of the blue. And getting a fast result is useless if the local vets on the ground don't have the resources or the authority to actually act on it. You need emergency plans already in place. And critically, you have to build trust with farmers and market owners for the whole system to work. But the potential, it's undeniable.
As the researchers who documented that Vietnam trial wrote, this technology truly holds the promise of disrupting the cycle of zoonotic influenza incursion to endemicity. In other words, it can stop animal viruses from becoming permanent threats to all of us. And this isn't just about the flu. Imagine adapting this lab-in-a-box model to fight other major threats, like African swine fever, which devastates pig populations, or MERS coronavirus. It could even be used to help combat the growing crisis of antimicrobial resistance by giving vets better data on the spot. The potential applications are just vast.
So that leaves us with this one last thought. In the fight to prevent the next pandemic, maybe the answer isn't a bigger wall, but a faster alarm bell, a system that detects the spark before it becomes a wildfire. The technology is here, and it's getting better every single day. The real question is, are we ready to use